telling to the world that who we are and we are enough also, you know? You're not enough single, tú no eres lo suficientemente cantante tal vez, o tú no eres lo suficientemente actor. No, no, yo soy suficiente.
Today on Billboard's Season 2 premiere of Cultura Clash, a conversation about colorism and representation.
In telenovelas, we don't see black people.
There's Afro people in Colombia? Yeah.
Does music and media fairly represent different communities?
I hope there's like a queer princess.
Who gets the most benefit? Who gets sidelined?
And I feel like sometimes people hide this.
I had a lot of no's.
Is the industry doing its part in order to achieve real representation? Are things changing fast enough?
Be yourself and kiss whoever we want to kiss.
We're breaking it all down sin filtro, always tackling the hottest topics in Latin music and culture. This is Cultura Clash.
Dímelo, dímelo, dímelo. Me llamo AJ Ramos, and joining me today are three trailblazers opening new doors for artists who have long been marginalized. First, let me introduce to you the Mexican singer and social media influencer who always keeps us entertained on TikTok, Kunno.
How are you? How's everyone doing?
Next, the Dominican-Italian singer and songwriter with a unique sound. Make some noise for Yendry.
Well, we're gonna say hi, but
Hola.
And finally, the Colombian singer and composer who stole our hearts and the voice of Felix and Disney's Encanto. Let's hear it for Mauro Castillo. Hi.
Sí, señor.
Ali en la casa. My first question to the group is, when was the first time you felt you truly saw yourself in music or media?
I gotta say, so I was born in the DR, right? And I grew up in Italy as well. So part of my family is Italian, part of my family is Dominican. And as a kid, I used to be in front of MTV a lot. And, you know, I didn't feel like there was a big representation of myself in, let's say, in music, right? I think Jennifer Lopez was one of the first ones that I was looking at. I was like, wow, this woman, she's Latina, and she's like a crazy dancer, an amazing singer, you know, like a professional. Maybe it could happen for me, you know, one day. So she was definitely one of those. I obviously listened to a lot of like old music as well. Ella Fitzgerald, you know, Etta James. So that's a big part of my representation. But Jennifer Lopez was one of the first one that I was like, okay, so for me can happen too. And I realized when I started this project, the way I present myself has an impact. I realized a lot of Dominican girls, young girls, were texting me and be like, oh, I love that you always have your curls out. And I love that we're seeing someone with our skin tone that's proud to be Dominican, proud to be black, representing us. So unintentionally, I'm doing it as well. And this is like an honor for me, you know? It's crazy.
So amazing. Big round of applause for Yendry.
Okay, for me,
Dímelo, Mauro.
Ramos,
Let's go.
Okay, I'm from Cali, Colombia. Yeah. Yay! It's a musical city, and I enjoyed the sound of the drums because of the music from the Pacific Coast. So I had the pleasure to see one of my heroes, Jairo Varela from the Grupo Nietzsche. I was a former later singer in the Grupo Nietzsche also. So it was the first time that I felt like there's somebody that is representing the music. Also, Michael Jackson, but he was in California, not in Cali, Colombia. So, yeah, a little bit of difference between here and there, but it's about the love. And in talking about music, I felt the love desde siempre. Yo creo, yeah, I felt it. Also, hearing Erin and Fire, the drums from Pink Floyd. You know, you start to feel this. Like this feeling about the music, your identity related with the beats. So in that manner, I was like deeply inspired.
like when I started to be known a little, like I knew I had a lot of social responsibility because I was like a TikToker going into music, but I was also queer. I'm all tat. I'm part of the LGBT community. So all of that was like, damn, I'm really doing it because I have like a lot of people behind me, and I know there's like this controversy of people that like me, but I know there are also a lot of eyes that shine when they see me. Like it wakes something on them, like it did to me. So these children, these new generations are over there seeing, like exploring themselves and living their lives. So here I am saying that, yeah, dreams come true.
So recently, we're seeing a lot of videos that went viral on kids reacting to Halle Berry starring in The Little Mermaid and kids mentioning, hey, that looks like me. But then there was also negative chatter on social media with the hashtag, not my little mermaid, not my mermaid. What are your thoughts and how important was that moment for you?
I'm gonna talk as a female that's been seeing princes since I was a kid that were white princes. I think this is a huge moment for us, and even cartoons like Encanto or Coco are really impacting a lot, for young kids. And I believe kids are the future, and they are the generation we need to not even educate because they don't have that, in them. But we gotta represent more. And I feel like The Mermaid is a cartoon, is a fairy tale. Nobody, nobody really, decided which color she was. She could be Asian, She could be, for real, she could be anything for me. And the fact that so many girls have someone representing them and they can relate to that, which is a cartoon, by the way, not even, that's crazy. And I feel like we need it and we need more of this. So I totally don't agree with people hating on the new movie, Plus, she's an amazing singer. So it's gonna be, whew.
Love it.
Yeah, for me, it was also like really crazy when people started hating because like they say, this is not my mermaid. So because Ursula is not gonna be purple, then Ursula is not my Ursula. Like that was crazy. So yeah, I think like there's space for everyone, and I love that Hailey is gonna be the new mermaid because exactly, she's like the best singer. You've seen a lot of younger, like a queer person that has seen princesses. I hope there's like a queer princess or prince in the future. So yeah, so for me it was perfect. I love it. And yeah, it is my mermaid.
There we go.
Yeah, I love the fact that we are having opportunities, new opportunities to share that we have in our hearts, like human beings, So it's difficult to be like preparing every day, every single year to be consistent and to be good enough to perform our paper, to perform our role. And when you go outside, you cannot find the opportunity. So that's your first question is really smart because the relationship with the music and the people nowadays is closer than an audiovisual project because you depends on a lot of determination, if the role is for you, if how many money they will put on it in the project by itself. So the music has been a really good way to show who really we are. So this is a new opportunity also to show more about our culture and for the kids and all the people showing about in the media. For example, Encanto, the guys looking in the mirror. Hey, mamá, ese soy yo. Hey, yeah, So this that means a lot for us because I didn't have this opportunity before. So it's an honor for me.
I love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Big round of applause. When it comes to fair representation, how much progress do you feel you have seen in the last 10 to 20 years?
We're here.
Exactly.
Like, we are here. So yeah, there's been a progress. Absolutely. I think like it's been hard work for sure. Like there's a lot of people behind us and like our ancestors that have been working for us to be here. But I think that the principal thing is like we're finally doing it, you know? Like there's a lot of people in social media, in the industry that are showing themselves, that are opening doors for the future generations and for the people that is coming. For those who were scared, are scared, and used to be scared of being themselves. And yeah, well, we're finally here. We made it to Billboard.
Hey.
I agree. I agree with you. The fact that we're talking about it is already like a big step for me. And also, I would like to see more often, more people that have the power, you know, to inspire and to actually do something to change this, to give opportunities. So to these panels as well, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of people, talented people looking for an opportunity. So for me, it's an honor to be the first Afro-Latino in the Hot 100 list, #1, you know. So, yeah.
There we go. There we go. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
Yeah, and we have to recognize that there's a lot of people extremely talented. So I think the world is changing in a good way. So yeah, I'm grateful for that.
Thank you for sharing. And as we know, colorism is a real issue in our Latin community, as well as many other countries around the world, but it's often not acknowledged or talked about. Could you share with me some instances of colorism that perhaps you've gone through or you felt or you've noticed or you've seen?
Yeah, totally. But I had a career as an actor. You know, I went into Joe Arroyo's series. You remember Joe Arroyo? ¿Quién sabe Joe Arroyo aquí? Bueno, sí, ¿no? En los años 1600, cuando el tirano mandó. Bueno, yeah, I was Wilson Manjoma, not Joe Arroyo itself, but Wilson Manjoma, the guy who sings. En el mundo en que yo vivo, siempre hay cuatro esquinas. Yeah. And it was, wow, we had a blast recording it, doing the soap opera, the series. But after that, I didn't have any more chances to do my craft. I have a couple of participation, and okay, yeah, because it depends a lot in the perspective that the producers have. They say, no, all the people, maybe it's better if they look white, you know, like clean up. So I had a lot of no's. No, you cannot. I'm sorry, this role is not for you. So yeah, that's the reason why I insist the music has nowadays this power to share directly to the audience the project, rather than the productions. I still see in my country, Colombia, soap operas without any single person of dark skin, no brown people. So, wow, what's happening? So this is a good opportunity to start talking about it, to start changing the narratives. You know, I'm an opera tenor, and also as an opera tenor, I didn't have any chances to perform my craft. And a few weeks ago, I had the honor to perform in Broadway with Lang Lang.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, so there's a big door that is opening, and I hope that is not only for me, you know, but also to all the people that is preparing their career to do it.
What would be an advice, Mauro, to a kid that's looking at you now and wants to be an actor or an actress? What would you tell them? What would be your advice?
My advice: you need to be prepared. That's the advice. You need to be prepared to your opportunity. It will arrive. And if not, you will build it. Yeah, this is a long way, but here we are.
Thank you, Mauro.
Yeah.
Yendry, Dominicana, lived in the US, Italiana, European. You're representing many cultures. Your music carries so much of your identity. How conscious are you of that, and how important is it to you artistically?
Sometimes, so growing up, for example, in Italy as a Dominican, I felt like I was not fitting into that society. In Italy, I've never been fully Italian, right? People's like, where are you from? And I'm like, I'm Italian as well. And they're like, yeah, but where are you from? And I'm like, I'm Dominican. En Santo Domingo, yo no soy dominicana, full dominicana, no? So I've always lived in this limbo. And I feel like right now as well, I don't just identify as a Afro-Latin artist. I'm an artist, you know? The fact that we need that label and that we need to talk about it, it says that there's a problem behind, to me, right?
Yeah.
Because it's the same way as you as an actor should be able to have any type of role, not just a role that fit with your skin color, right?
Yeah.
So, and that to me is very important. That's why since the start, like I based my career on being like it's a global project for me. Like I don't like to have labels, you know. Obviously, I'm very proud of being like an Afro Latina because I feel like there's need of representation
Yes.
for people like me. And I feel like in the Latin music as well, it has been like a lot of differences, you know, between like white Latinos, black Latinos, and but I gotta say, in my team, I have people from any heritage. They come from different cultures, from different heritages, and there's a lot of white people that are actually helping that open doors for me, you know, and help me to get where I want to get and be listened. Like Balvin is an example for me. He helped me, you know, to get to a point where I wanted to get to a different audience. And there's many other artists that are like working on it to kind of like give something of what they have, you know, to people that maybe need that help in order to be listened. So yeah, there's definitely like some problems, and even like what you said that in telenovelas we don't see black people. I was shocked. I've always been shocked because in Dominican television, when I go to my grandma's house, I don't see black people on TV. And outside, we are a mix of everything, right? We Latin people are a mix of everything. There's European heritage, Los Taínos, there's like African heritage that sometimes some people deny. And me, like even in my family, like my cousin has Afro hair, she's black. And I had to talk to her and kind of give her an education in order for her to be proud of her curls and to be proud of, like, nosotros se dice el pelo malo, tiene el pelo malo. Like, why? You know? That's something that has been there for a lot of generations. And I feel like our generation is trying to change that. So we're definitely working on it. But there's a problem, but we're also working on it. And there's a lot going on right now that's going to help to not identify ourselves as like Afro-Latinos. We're just Latinos because we are different. And it's amazing.
Thank you for sharing, Yendry. Kunno, you're a leader in the queer representation in a genre that's still driven by straight men with girls in their music videos and much. Do you ever feel overwhelmed by that challenge?
Yes and no. Like for example, when I started in social media, I wanted to inspire those people that reminded me of what I suffered when I was a child, you know? So I knew that when I was little in middle school, in kindergarten, I was like, okay, I always wanted to choose like the pink color, the Barbies, all of that. And people were like, no, you're wrong. That's not what you have to do. So nowadays with my music, that's what I'm showing. Like it's not wrong. This is me. This is what you can be. This is what you are. And you're free to be yourself, you know? So being queer, it's like hard in the music industry, but not because like they're making me less or I'm a minority. It's not because of that. It's because I have to really think of who I'm inspiring, of what I want to say in my music, in my representation, in how I dress, how I make up, my nails, everything. So it's been wonderful because I can really be myself, and in my videos, in my music, in what I sing, in how I act, in now the performances I make, I can really be myself. And it's also really nice because I've seen like a lot of artists that are, even though regardless of their sexual orientation, they are also like opening doors, you know, like you've seen Bad Bunny kissing this guy in the last performance he made, and also like dressing like women. So that's really good because even though he has like this straight sexual preference, he's opening doors for every queer guy that's out there and wants to be part of the music industry. So that's amazing.
Thank you for sharing, Papi. Mauro. Cali, Colombia en la casa.
Cállese.
Black Latinos have made such an impact on Latin music and culture, obviously, right? Salsa, reggaeton. And yet, you face comments from people surprised that Black Latinos or even Afro-Colombians even exist. How do you grapple with that?
Really? Yeah. I went in LA a few times. It happened to me. So I was there in a premiere or in the Oscars, and there was an anchor said, "There's Afro people in Colombia." Yeah. We are 5.5 of Afro-Colombians, at least self-recognize ourselves, you know? So, yes, yeah, so, yeah, oh, wow, this is amazing, this is incredible. Yeah, for me as well. O sea, para mí fue también una gran oportunidad, because the Afro-Latin culture is pretty particular, you know, es muy especial, it's a special thing. So, it's a new chance to show more about us in a countries que no nos conocen, you know, that we're like, yeah, it was unexpected. So I could take it like an offense, you know, like, how dare you, well, you know, but no, there's an opportunity to grow this story, and and we're here, like, telling to the world that who we are, and we are enough also, you know. Because, yeah, you're not enough single, tú no eres lo suficientemente cantante tal vez, o tú no eres lo suficientemente actor. No, yo soy suficiente. You know? Yeah, we are. I'm enough. So I'm proud of that. Yeah.
Me gustó lo.
Yeah.
Para que sepa, that's my mantra for today. ¿Piensas que por la diversidad, for the diversity and the representation of the actors and actresses and the characters in Encanto, do you think that played a major role in the success of Encanto?
Of course, yes. Because Byron Howard, Jared Bush, Lin-Manuel Miranda, Charis Castro-Smith, Iber Merino, they wanted to put their hearts in Encanto, really, and they with the Equipo Colombia, the Cultural Trust team involved in the movie, they wanted to have the realism. Not only the magic realism from, or digamos, algunas cosas, some indexical things from the magic realism from Gabriel Garcia Marquez, but also they wanted to have the people representing every single region. So Felix is a representation from the island, Atlantic coast and Pacific coast. So yeah, I had the chance because of that, but I'm trying to expand this and to put more in the eye of the world in terms of tourism or cultural investigation about our cultures, our Colombian culture, you know?
What would you want to change about the industry with your example, by your example?
So I think that needs to be changed. Either it's that we as Latins, as queer, as whatever we are, sorry, like we really need to have our value, you know, because I don't know, an example, like for example, the payoff, you know, like maybe if you have like this stereotype of a perfect guy and then I come here all tat, of course they're gonna pay more to that person, you know, like that's the one they're gonna pick. So I think there are some things and some minds that need to be changed, but we need to be ourselves also, because there's a lot of people that are not being themselves because they're still scared, they want to be like stereotyped, they're like being in those boxes that don't exist anymore, you know, like that's already from the past. So be yourself, really demonstrate what you are to change those minds and don't give those people that say no the reason, you know. So that's what we can change. Be yourself, enjoy, and kiss whoever we want to kiss.
Yeah. Okay. As an artist, I feel like I want to be transparent about who I am and about my story, you know, where I come from. Like, I have no shame in that. And even in my songs, when I talk about topics that are a little bit deeper, like domestic abuse, like immigrant parents, that's a common story. A lot of people are like, wow, it's amazing that you're talking about it. I'm like, this is a common story for us, I'm an immigrant myself. My mom was an immigrant, and she had to go through a big sacrifice in order for me to be here today, Like, I never forget that. And I think us as a community need to be proud of that, proud of where we come from. And as an artist, I hope my message gets through. And then the other message that I will have is that the same way I struggled to find my identity, living in this limbo, como ni de aquí ni de allá, The same way I struggled and I felt like the weirdo in my family. I'm still the weirdo because I listen to the Radiohead and they're like, what is this? Ponme un típico. And I'm like, okay, but I feel like I want kids, like the new kids that come from different generations, from different cultures and speak different languages, to feel proud of what they are. It's cool to be weird. It's okay to be the weirdos. It's a cool thing. It doesn't have to be a negative, and you don't have to fit into nothing. And this like includes you as what you are, you as what you are. We don't have to fit already. Like no more. These are boxes that are old school, and I hope that's a message that I can like bring somehow as an artist, to do my little humble part in all of this.
Love it. Change begins with us. Mauro?
I just want to say that there's a lot of situations that can make change your heart, things that that you feel like, oh man,
It's tough.
this is tough, man. So I just try to keep my heart away of those toxic things, and because we need each other, as a community, as a creative community. And I think in the if we open our hearts and work hard for the thing that we really want for us and for our descendants, so we will be successful. I think is the most important things, because this is tricky, some things you're receiving a lot of no, stuff like that. So yeah, it's challenging, but for me, it's the most important thing.
I want to leave with one more question, then we're going to wrap it up. Do you think the next generation will feel more seen?
For sure. Yeah, they will. They will. They're like all the work of the people that were behind us and the work we're doing, it's gonna help them a lot in what they want to do. Their dreams are gonna come true, and of course, there's a lot of people that's gonna go out and like that doors are open for them, So we'll be there to help them. We're still like a whole community. It's not like if you're this, if you're that. We're all a family. We're all gonna help each other. That's what we actually need, like to collaborate, to rise up everyone, not more competition or like this is better, you don't do that, I'll do this. We have to work together to make our next generations better for us.
Yes. And mi gente, this is Cultura class. Thank you for being here.
Aquí estamos.
Gracias.
Miami.
Yay.